MRN Crew Call on MRN.com is presented by MoneyLion, the world's most powerful financial membership. MoneyLion, here we roar. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
What's up? Happy Wednesday. It's your boy, Rocko Williams, host of MRN Crew Call, presented by MoneyLion. I have star power galore in the house today. I am joined by my two crew members from Ganassi Racing, my boys, the one and only. What's up, guys? How y'all feeling today? Can I introduce y'all?
Oh, yeah, man.
All right, I got Ryan Reynolds in the house. Yeah, hey, Ryan, raise your hand, Ryan. And I have Jason Momoa in the house. What's up, Jason?
How we doing?
No, I'm just joking. Ladies, don't get your panties in a bunch. It's only Phil Foster and Steve Price. Tire changer, tire care of Ganassi Racing, number 42, driven by Kyle Larson. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Hey, man, thanks for having us.
No. Thank you for joining us. We got a lot to talk about. We just coming back from Chicago. In a nutshell, man, how was it out there? You know, you had a little rain, but you finished second. How was it from your perspective?
It was warm, no doubt. Then that rain hit, and it was a big rain, big wind.
Mm-hmm.
We're lucky we didn't lose.
Watching it on TV, I really didn't get perspective. And then when I was on Twitter and I started seeing pictures, I was like, whoa. And then I started calling people at the track, hey, what's going on there? You know, and then I was like, are the Air Titans out? They were like, no way, dude. The wind is blowing so hard. What were y'all thinking? I mean, when did it come, actually, or did you know that it was coming before the race started?
Yeah, if you looked over between 3 and 4, you just saw this dark black clouds rolling in. You're like, there's no way we're going to get to halfway at this point. So everybody's kind of looking up and down pit roads, setting up rain gear, and then all of a sudden it starts coming and it hit like that.
I don't know which one I prefer better. To know it's coming down as soon as I get to the garage, or to get through my setup and then about 2 hours, the rain comes in. I mean, what do you prefer?
Man, if it's going to come, I'd rather it just go on and come. And that way we know. Like, that way you don't have to go through the hassle of setting up the pit box and then getting your rain gear and then getting poured on.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had a dead sprint back to the garage with all the hail and the wind and everything coming down and stuff flying at you. So
Yeah, we had a 30-mile-an-hour headwind on the run back.
That's crazy.
And a pit sign.
Man,
coming down.
All before the race. And actually, one of your teammates, Kenyatta, that captain, he documented some of that rain delay, and we have video of it. So for all of those who are listening to us, you can watch all of our footage on MRN.com or the Motor Racing Network fan page on Facebook. And let's take a look at what Chicago actually looked like from the eyes of Yada, the captain.
It's raining sideways. Oh, man. Chicago, windy city and hot city. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up, boys? Will. Yeah, we won't be racing no time soon. Rain delay. Rain delay. Rain. Go away. Please. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Oh, that raindrops would fall. How about this? I can't stand the rain against my window. I can't stand the rain. Super fly. Hey. Will. Will got his NASCAR tuxedo on. Rain delays, a lot of us, we've been doing this a long time. We got to get these boxes dialed in. As you can see, with my boys, CGR boys, CGR family, the one guys. Look at this pit box. This pit box is nice and tidy, nice and tight. Now, if you look at these NBC boys, you can see they ain't used to putting pit boxes up. That old wind done got a hold of this one. Got another one coming up. That's where we are right there. Got that big sail coming. Hey, what's going on, Monster? Rain delay?
It's rained out, man. We're going to weather the storm, Cap.
Yes, that's right. That sounds good.
The thing about rain delays with me, I get so hyped before the race, and then when it gets delayed, you go back in that subdued and like, oh man, then you got to build yourself back up when it starts. So luckily for y'all, it didn't start too much later afterwards. How much time did it take to dry it up and for y'all to get running?
About 2.5 hours or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't too long,
Mhm.
but just long enough to where your body gets a little tight and you get back out to pit road, and next thing you know, pit, and you're like, you got to turn the switch on.
2-car team at Chip Ganassi Racing. You have the 1 and the 42. You know, Kyle Larson prior to Kurt Busch joining, from my opinion, was the premier car to be on. You know, he was winning races. He was running up front. That is the car to be on. There's a lot of pressure to pit for Kyle Larson just with his driving style alone. I would like to say that their crew members kind of imitate the driver's style. In your case, I hope that's not the case, right? Because he's
No.
As a tire changer and carry a tire changer for you for sure. Being on the front, Steve. What year is this for you at Chip Ganassi?
So I was on the 42 in 2016 and have been ever since.
You're 16, so
yep.
17, 18. And what about you, Phil?
I joined the end of 17 and then been with them last year and this year.
That's awesome. And then at Ganassi, and where were you at prior?
Prior to that, I've been with Ganassi my entire career.
Mhm.
Prior to that, I was on Jamie's car.
Mhm.
And then, ironically, my first ever Cup deal was with Alex Bowman and Tommy Baldwin Racing.
Man, Steve Price and Phil Foster, and not to mention that, you know, when we're doing 6-man pit stops, 6-crew pit stops, you know, and you were paired up with each other, going to 5-man, 5-crew pit stops. I mean, how has that changed as it relates to you two working together, if anything at all?
Well, me and Phil didn't get to work together when he came over to the 42 because he was rear carrier. But now, you know,
with the way the choreography is set up.
Yep, they each get a corner. So
yeah, it's from a carrier's perspective. It's, you know, you got to figure out how to carry for 2 different guys within one stop. Luckily for me, I got, you know, 2 of the arguably best carriers on pit road, but they also give the most room on pit road. So not a whole lot of difference for me.
Super important. Steve Price, Phil Foster, there's so much more I want to talk to you about, and we will get there. And we're going to talk about that hardware sitting right next to you as well, Phil. It looks pretty good from here. We'll be right back with more from MRN Crew Call.
People with all up in my grill, and my boy Rocko got out and knocked them out cold, man.
What's up? Vaughn Gittin Jr. here. How would you like the keys to a 700 horsepower custom-built Ford Mustang RTR designed by none other than NASCAR champ Joey Logano, the RTR design team, and me? It's one of 3 Mustangs you could win in the MoneyLion Here We Roar sweepstakes. How do you enter? Just text ROAR to 95615 or visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
No purchase necessary. Instant 2019. Must be 18 or older. For official sweepstake rules, visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
At the Goddard School, teachers customize lessons so children can explore their interests, have fun, and learn the skills they need for success in school and beyond. From infant sign language to pre-K students tackling STEAM learning, our Flex Learning Program or Fun Learning Experience is grounded in research that shows the most genuine learning occurs when children are having fun. Our teachers leverage this through lessons inspired by children's imaginations. To enroll, visit GoddardSchool.com. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. This is our house, the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and it's packed full of classic and present-day cars, including Petty's, Earnhardt's, and Waltrip's, as well as interactive experiences, realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
And we're back with MRN Crew Call presented by MoneyLion, and we're in our financial crew chief section of the show, and we like to focus on everything financial as it relates to pit crew members and what they plan to do with life after pit stops. You know, in our careers, guys, you know, injuries can happen. You can get benched. You can never get your starting job back after that, you know, and you have to think about that type of stuff when it comes to planning, you know. And we, as it relates to me, you know, broadcasting was the natural fit for me. What are you guys thinking about typically, starting with you, Phil? Where will I find you when you're done carrying tires? I already know you have a hand in the developmental training of the athletes at Chip Ganassi Racing currently. But what are you thinking about after pit stops?
It's a good question. As you say, like I'm helping the development team out. I kind of wanted to get into that one to help the next generation come up because, like you said, there is a finite timeline on our career, so you got to train the next guys to take your spots. But before I got into racing, I was actually on the marketing side of the sport. I worked for an agency down in Charlotte.
I remember that.
So
I knew that.
Still have a lot of close connections down in Charlotte, so that could be another segue. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of years.
I hear that. What about you, Steve?
Right now, I invest money now. I got mutual funds and stocks and all that good stuff.
And the money man. That's why you're paying for everybody's tabs at the bars.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes. No. I got connections. I haven't really 100% figured it out, but I mean.
How's your family life? Are you married? You got a girlfriend? I think we have some pictures of your special lady. Introduce her to me.
My wife, Blair.
Okay.
We got married last August in St. Thomas.
Okay.
Beautiful wedding, beautiful weather.
So you're kind of a newlywed in a way.
Yes. Not a year yet. Almost.
Almost. Was it everything you wanted and more?
Yes. It's a handful. No.
It's going the first year's the
there
easiest.
she is.
It's good.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, don't say that. It's the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
What about you, Phil?
I got married. It'll be 3 years this December. Back home in Louisville, Kentucky, to my wife Amanda.
Okay.
We've been together total for probably 7 years.
Is that her?
That is her.
Ooh,
yeah.
I'll kick your coverage for sure.
A lot better looking than I am. That is for sure. Yeah.
Marriage life and pit crew goes hand in hand, it seems like. You know, it's like almost, I felt like early on in my career, I couldn't advance until I showed teams that I was stable and responsible. Am I the only one who thought like that? Or
No, it was, the same thing.
Yeah.
And then when I got the 42 contract, it was like a switch flip. I mean, just different, right? You go from making middle class to making start cup money, and it makes you think differently. In my opinion, it makes you think differently.
Absolutely.
And do stuff differently. It's like, oh man, all this is coming in.
Absolutely.
I don't want it to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So you literally change your whole perspective.
And especially, let's talk about your experiences at Ganassi. And I'll start with you, Phil. Climbing up the ladders, and that was the only team you've been with. And I'm sure there were some ups and downs. How did you manage, I guess, the up and down that comes along with pitting cars on an elite level, getting switched to teams, going down, being moved back up? What was that like for you?
I mean, it is kind of it's a roller coaster ride in this sport. Coming up, I was fortunate enough to be trained by a lot of really good carriers. But on the backside, they're really good carriers, so it's like you're kind of sitting the bench, you're waiting for your time.
You mean starting out?
Yeah.
So how long was that for you?
This is my 6th season, and it took me 2.5, 3 years to get promoted to the 1 car. At that time, I was sitting behind guys like, Aaron Shields, Doug Reapy, guys that have been on pit road for a while, like guys that are, some of the best of the best.
Shout out to Doug Reapy, Dub Set, Wake Forest University.
Oh, yeah, fellow Deacon. So I just had to be patient. And just over and over, race after race, just show, Sean and Mike that I can get the job done. And then, when I got put on the 1, they flat out told me it was a gamble. They didn't know what they were going to get because I went from, the 7 car racing a couple laps down, no pressure, to boom, Jay McMurray running on the lead lap, running top 10. So it was a wide awakening, but, you just still at the end of the day, you're just pitting a race car. Doesn't matter where you're running.
I was able to watch you guys over the years a lot. I never actually worked with you. Steve, my perception of you was you were very confident, in what you were doing all the time. You were very fast as a changer as well. Would you say that had a lot of influence in you obtaining a starting job on the 42, or did it happen by situation, by chance, and you made the best of it?
I mean, getting told ever since I first started, when I first started, obviously you get told slow down, slow down.
Especially as a tire changer.
Especially as a tire changer and a rookie tire changer, right? Because you just don't have that that yet. Like you can't go that fast all the time and do what you're supposed to do.
Not running up front.
Not running up front. No.
I feel like you can get away with it a little bit if you're 15th to 20th.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to teach our younger athletes. Like, hey, it's all fun and games when you're running in the 15th and 20th place.
Yeah.
But when you have a driver like Kyle Larson or any of the Bush brothers and you know, you're held to a microscope, you know, to tenths of a second, you do have to slow down at the same time. You have to perform. So obviously you guys are performers. But it falls on your coaching too, right, a little bit?
It does. And Sean Pete's done a really good job, especially with me, to just, you know, harness all the speed and just execute because it is fast. It
is.
You know, we our stop times have dropped drastically lately, just because we've all harnessed everything.
And with that being said, you know, dropping, I mean, when the pit stop times speed up, I mean, it just creates opportunities for stuff to happen. And the biggest thing that I'm seeing that aggravates me the most is just the uncontrolled tire. You know, because I feel like we're doing all we can to keep the driver safe and to gain spots on pit road. And certain calls, you know, even though that they're stated that they're black and white, you know, it is what it is. Hey, if the tire is uncontrolled, if it's out of arm reach of the car, of a crew member, it's going to be called. That's fine. But when you see a tire that's not moving or barely moving, that could possibly be in reach of an arm or not be, and then a penalty is called, it's a bit frustrating, you know, because I'm trying to see, is there anything that you're doing at Chip Ganassi to prevent you guys from being in that situation, or is there anything you can do at all? I mean, how are y'all handling that?
So what we do, like we do a lot of right rear wedge adjustments on our car. So, you know, when Steve pulls his tire and sets it and Shane's coming back to his handle, he actually will pull that tire in on the car, make sure it's sitting still while I'm doing the adjustment, and then he'll go.
Does he keep his hand on it while he has the jack, or does he not have to do that? How are y'all being taught?
Depends on the rounds. If it's one round or less, he just pulls it in and then he goes, because by that time he pulls it in, I'm already done. Now, if it's, you know, over more than one round, he'll usually wait a little longer until I'm pulling the wrench out, and then he'll go. You know, but I compare it to kind of like a baseball player, runner getting thrown out at first. It's kind of bang, bang. You got a changer getting up, a carrier moving to the tire, and a jackman moving to the tire. So there's a lot of moving pieces, and that tire's still sitting there. So the arm's reach becomes kind of variable. Like, whose arm are we talking about?
And it is basically your responsibility pretty much, because you are the one who is making an adjustment. At the same time, you have to pick that tire up and bring it back. I just didn't know if you were doing anything differently just to focus on that.
My main focus when I'm doing an adjustment is not to rush it, because if I rush, I'm going to fumble with the wrench. I'm not going to get it in the hole. I'm probably going to, you know, I'm not going to do it as fast. So if I do that, then I'm slowing Shane down, right? So I'm slowing the whole stop down. So the biggest thing is when you get an adjustment is not to change anything, just stay focused, go through the progression, do the adjustment, and get to the tire.
It would be safe to say that these uncontrolled tire penalties are showing up mainly when there's an adjustment, a right side adjustment to the car. Would that be safe to say?
Mainly.
Yes.
Because that one that's being rolled, they're not really calling that one as much as the rolling it to the guy with his hands out, right? That's considered control.
Yes.
So what's considered uncontrolled?
I don't know. I guess not making a movement back to the tire immediately after it's hung. So when you hang the right rear, if you don't have an adjustment, you're going right back, you know, you're going right to it, right? You're staying there for that split second. But when you got an adjustment, you know, tire's sitting there, carrier's up, doing the adjustment, and then back down for that, half second?
We can't lay it down.
Laying it down ain't going to do nothing but make it worse.
Yeah.
How so? No, you talking about laying down. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, lay it down, it's going to make it worse.
It's going to slow it down.
That's going to slow the stop down. You might hit the jackman when you lay it down, right?
Guys, you know, I don't like the rule when it's called. At the same time, I do like the rule, you know, because I thought that it would elevate the pit stop to the point where the ones who were doing it effectively correct, you know, would set the bar higher. Like, you could do it without being called a penalty.
You can.
Right.
You can.
You can.
So the mistakes are happening when you're just trying to go too fast. Would that be safe to say, or is it just unavoidable?
I don't know. It's like I said, it's
or is it just something you can't control?
It's something. It's
just one of those things.
Judgment call.
It is.
You know,
and a lot of it, we're depending on where we're running, we'll be a little bit more careful, and especially if we see a lot of penalties being called, we'll be more careful.
So after Denny got called, received his penalty during the race, were y'all aware?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all were aware. Were y'all
We
pitted
knew.
next to him?
Right. We had an
stalls in
opening,
front
and
of him.
then there was them. So,
So how
yeah,
did
we could see him.
how did that affect you? Did your coaches come up to you and say, "Hey guys, hold that tire"? Denny just got popped.
Yeah, they said be careful.
It was right before our last stop. Obviously running up front, a green flag stop. Can't afford any penalties, so smooth stop. Make sure the tire's not rolling away, and we'll be fine.
Like I said, guys, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get caught with the penalties because you can only control what you can control. And the eye in the sky, you can't control that. If they call you, they call you. But I would say I would take a lot of pride in myself if I was that team who had the least amount of uncontrolled tires, because that would mean that I could ask for about another $10,000 in my contract. Because if I'm that tire carrier who has never been caught with an uncontrolled tire, I'll do $1,000 every race that I was not called. That's how I would do my contract.
Not a bad bargain.
Hey, I'll get you in touch with my agent.
All right.
We'll get that hooked up. Hey guys, we're in studio with Steve Price and Phil Foster on MRN Crew Call. Stick around. We got the Goddard School, Getting Schooled, coming right up, and you don't want to miss that.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
You can grab a hot dog anywhere.
Hey, what'll it be?
But you can't always grab one from the trackside concessions where the guy's been slinging since you were a kid. 300 calories turning into 300 decibels, cheering Martin Truex Jr. until he clinches the win. Take a bite, and if you taste something greater, you're family now. The summer's heating up. Follow what could be the Toyota Racing family's best season ever at ToyotaRacing.com. Toyota, let's go places.
NASCAR is a registered trademark for the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. Visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame and see how Petty, Earnhardt, and hundreds of other NASCAR legends became heroes. Watch their most electrifying moments, experience realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
Getting School is presented by the Goddard School, the best childhood preparation for social and academic success. Visit GoddardSchool.com for more information. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life. When y'all start making babies, you'll understand what that means, but right now, I mean, newlyweds, you're 3 years in. That might not be on your radar yet.
I don't know. My wife's older, so.
Anyways, we're back here with Steve Price and Phil Foster. We can't shake this uncontrolled tire conversation, but I'm going to try to get away from it. At the end of the day, you had a good point, Steve. You said if the stop is clean, just let it go, right? If it's clean, let it go. If it didn't fall down, or
if it's flopping,
if it's not rolling around.
Stuff ain't flying everywhere, and it ain't outside the box.
Clean.
I
agree with you, man. But then again, we're just the crew members changing the tires, so what do we know?
That's it.
We're just the ones out there playing in traffic like human
That's
Frogger,
it.
but who cares what we want? Anyways, I digress, and I'm going back to the Getting Schooled by the Goddard School. Guys, I've always prided myself as, when you're at the track, you look good, feel good, play good, and I've always lived by that motto. Deion Sanders taught me that. At the track, I always like to look good. You guys always look good every single week. Y'all take pride in how you look on the racetrack, and, I appreciate that. At the same time, I know y'all do it off the track, too.
Absolutely.
Oh.
100%. 100%.
Oh, don't point at Steve now, because y'all are roommates.
We are.
From what I hear.
Yeah,
we are.
I can't tell this story, and just for the sake that I can't make this stuff up, let's go to a guy that y'all know, one of your teammates, Mike Metcalf. Let's see what he has to say.
Mike Metcalf here, coach at Chip Ganassi Racing.
and member of the 42 crew with my dear friends Steve Price and Phil Foster. I was asked about their fashion, and all I have to say about their fashion is how much time I have to wait in the van with Shane Wilson and Mike Roberts each week for these guys to get dressed. You know, it's a bag for their racing stuff, a bag for clothes for the weekend, and a separate bag with like hair gels and colognes. And the worst part about it is that they're roommates. So, you know, you got one guy that's, you know, they're fighting over shower time, who can get in there first. They each are in there. I don't know what they're doing. They're not big guys, so I don't know why they need to be in the shower for 45 minutes. Apparently, Steve Price has to, I heard through the grapevine that he has to get in the shower and do a stretching series because the water gets hot, beats on his back. Apparently, he's got a tight back. I don't know. But we could be going to a restaurant, really nice restaurant. We could be going to the restaurant in the hotel, and guaranteed every time Matt come out, nice socks, you know, the socks match the belt and the hair gel's in there, you know, the nice designer t-shirt, jeans, the whole nine. I don't understand it. I will say this though, Rock. Steve Price and Foster are two of our most competitive guys. They've been under the microscope a little bit. Phil had some struggles a little bit last year. People were concerned if he was the right guy going into this year. Steve Price early in the year was sent down to fit one of our developmental cars for a week, but they've responded like champions, man. These guys have competed. We have a Wednesday workout where we compete, and Price is usually in the top group, and no one really understands why, because he's not the biggest or strongest guy, but he's a competitor. And same with Phil. I mean, these are fiery guys that come in each week and are obsessed with being fast, just like they're obsessed with looking good on the on the weekend. So great guys, man. I talk bad about them, but we love having them, and they're a big part of our culture and our organization.
So who is that guy?
That is
I don't know.
That is our.
Here's your chance to get him back, Mike Metcalf.
That's our dear gas man.
Yeah, that's our gas man.
Hey, he can say a lot about fashion.
Yeah,
but just go on his Instagram and check out
exactly.
some of the hats that he wears.
Fedoras.
With a head that big and bald, he better have some hats.
He rivals Cam Newton with the hats.
Yes.
It was funny because as soon as he finished about your competitive nature and that you win, the first thing you just said is, "I won today."
We did.
Yeah.
We did. It was a hard one, but we, me, Josh Appleby, Mike Roberts, and Corey Baldwin took everybody to the woodshed.
That's not the only thing that resonates with me with what he said. Just the experience that you've had at Ganassi. You said you were sent down to one of the Devo teams early on, and you had expectations. They thought you weren't the right one, and you proved them all wrong. And you're balling out on them this year. You know, that's, you know, similar things that I had to endure too as a crew member, but how you handle those is what defines you, you know, as a crew member. And everyone who talks about you guys, they have nothing but positive things to say. Is there any, as your crew members who are not here, who's not here with us today? You had Mike Metcalf, we have yourselves, and who else?
Shane Wilson, our jack man, and Mike Roberts, our now front changer.
Tell me about them. Tell me about Mike Roberts, this new guy. Where did he come from?
Well, technically, Phil's the new guy on the 42.
I'm the new guy on the 42.
Yeah, coming from the one.
Yeah.
Mike's our youngest team member at 25, I believe.
He'll be 26 this year.
But he's
I'm still in my 20s, though. I'm good. I'm good.
You're as good as you feel.
Yeah, that's it.
You're as good as you feel.
Mike came in 4 years ago. He's from Hendersonville, and just came in. Ironically, knew Andy Petrie that's up at RCR, and just wanted to, came in, just wanted a shot, and give credit to the guy. He grinded every day. He'd come in, he'd just be hitting lug nuts till his hands were bleeding, and that's the reason he's so successful.
Are y'all a community of leaders on your pit crew, or do you have a designated leader?
We'd like to say Shane's the leader.
Why is that?
Just because he gets grumpy when you don't consider him the leader.
He's one of those guys.
And he technically does coach a truck, so yeah.
Well, hey, that's not a good leader.
And he's a jack man, so what's the role of the jack man, right?
Exactly. And
quarterback.
I've never looked at the role as the jack man as the quarterback. That's always been the beast mode tire carrier in my mind, 'cause that's just what we do. But anyways, the tire changer's always been known as the prima donnas,
Yes.
the divas,
Yep.
the money makers. You know, you take care of your tire changers. Happy changer,
That's
happy
it.
carrier.
That's it.
Happy life.
Yep.
Got to get them lug nuts on and off and make the stop go fast.
No, absolutely. Phil, you as in developing your recruits, anybody standing out, you know, as far as any of the young guys that you're developing?
There's a rear changer. I guess he does both. Jerick Newsom. He came. I think he was in the class this year.
Absolutely,
He,
Drive for Diversity class.
Yeah, he is. He's a phenomenal athlete, but he listens very well. He's very coachable, and just like his natural ability to hit lug nuts at this early in his career is pretty eye opening to see. So I would definitely be on the watch for him in the next couple of years.
You don't realize the impact you have on young crew members, you know, and I'm sure both of you guys can contribute a lot of your success to somebody who showed you the way ahead of time. So definitely applaud for what you're doing in that area with our young talent. At the same time, we're gonna applaud some of the current talent with our Clutch Performance of the Week, Clutch Coffee Performers of the Week coming up next segment. At the same time, I want to talk a little bit more about what makes Phil and Steve so special on pit road. So don't want to miss that. We'll be right back with more from MRN Crew Call.
What's up? Vaughn Gittin Jr. here. How would you like the keys to a 700 horsepower custom-built Ford Mustang RTR designed by none other than NASCAR champ Joey Logano, the RTR design team, and me? It's one of 3 Mustangs you could win in the MoneyLion Here We Roar sweepstakes. How do you enter? Just text ROAR to 95615 or visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
No purchase necessary. Instant 2019. Must be 18 or older. For official sweepstake rules, visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Quality drinks and unmatched customer service is the name of the game. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom flavor-infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. Over 25 flavors, there's something for everyone. Visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Open daily from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. This is our house, the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and it's packed full of classic and present-day cars, including Petty's, Earnhardt's, and Waltrip's, as well as interactive experiences, realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
And we're back to MRN Crew Call, presented by MoneyLion. I just wanted to remind you as well, Hercules Tires is giving away a free set of tires every month. And you can get a set. All you have to do is register at HerculesTire.com/MRN. Register, you might get yourself a new set of tires. What kind of whip we rolling on? Can we put some tires on that heavy trophy you got there? What is that you brought in here?
This is actually one of the All-Star trophies we won during All-Star weekend. It is the Open Trophy.
One of the All-Star trophies. And you won the All-Star race, which is why your pockets are $1 million fatter. We didn't talk about that, right? We didn't talk about that. You said you're an investment. You invest. You get all that money, right? Don't y'all get that?
I don't remember getting any of that. I don't remember getting any of that.
But for real, guys, it had to been pretty cool to win the All-Star race. I've always had that race circled. I mean, how was that in a nutshell?
That's pretty cool. I mean, to having to, race your way in and then, we thought we were going to win the first segment of the Open, to having to battle and win the final segment of the Open, start in the back, move our pit box 30 stalls. Like, it was a long day. But, to come out on top was a pretty cool experience.
I can imagine it was. That is one that you definitely want to win. And you brought the baby trophy because the original trophy was about
way too heavy.
Way heavy. At least
I tried to
pounds.
pick it up, and I was like, "No way, I'm toting this thing."
About as big as Steve.
It really is. It's. I guarantee it's 100 pounds.
All right. Clutch Performance of the Week. Great race in Chicago. It was not single file. It was super exciting. I enjoyed watching Alex Bowman receive his first win of the year, as well as their pit crew are the recipients of our Clutch Performance of the Week. The number 88 Hendrick Motorsports team, powered by Scott Brzezowski, front tire changer Devin Del Rico, rear tire changer Dustin Lineback on the jack. William Rowdy Harrell as a tire carrier, and Jacob Conley as the fuel man. Congratulations, guys, on number 80 from the number 88 pit crew, not only for your driver in his first win ever and in 2019, but for balling out on him and keeping your driver up front and not preventing him from achieving his first win. And that just shows you that was Alex Bowman's first win ever, and he's been in the game a while, right? What would have happened if one of you guys were the one that prevented that from happening? People don't realize that. You go under the radar. You know, y'all won the race. You know, the things that the crew members are doing on these elite teams when they're running up front on a week-to-week basis, you know, it goes unmentioned when everything goes well. But when you're that guy that keeps that driver from winning, you know, everybody knows your name.
Yeah, everybody.
So good job for going nameless.
Yes.
You know, good job to 88 guys for going nameless. You know, you guys, you keep doing what y'all doing on pit road, man. I love watching y'all. Anything y'all want to say in closing? And to your peers, to teammates, or whatever, because y'all do know y'all are the two hottest guys on pit road, according to 50 independently interviewed women that I interviewed. And I just want to make sure y'all are aware of that and your wives know that on air. So no more going early.
Sorry.
Yeah, she might want to.
No more going early.
Might want a career change.
Yeah. No more going early to the racetrack, right?
She'll probably start traveling on the plane now.
Sonoma. You know, you go to Sonoma, Vegas.
That's going to have to happen for me next year.
Then y'all are in Daytona, right? This weekend.
Yeah, she wants to go to Sonoma.
Well,
who doesn't, though?
Real quick in closing, team expectations for Daytona. Is it a crapshoot?
You know, all speedway races are.
Stay alive.
Yeah, survive. Just survive. As long as we stay out of trouble, we'll be fine. That's loosely said.
I expect good things out of y'all. I know y'all do well, you know, and I wish you best of luck. Congratulations on your second place finish. I know y'all wanted one more, and we'll be watching you, and we appreciate y'all coming on. You know, thank you for joining us, our Aquaman and our bootleg Brad Pitt, our bootleg Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, Adam Levine. What else I got for you? I'm keeping them coming.